What's goody? It's Jamie and I'm back with my tea of the day. And I'm back with another one. Welcome to episode 70. And I just want to get into some things. I just want to get into thanking Netflix again for all of these black sitcoms, and it's time for me to debrief another sitcom. And that has to be The Parkers. It's The Parkers. Do it. Come join us, The Parkers. Like, that entrance was everything. And thank you for 5 seasons of The Parkers. Like, this was definitely one of the best, I would say definitely top 5 sitcoms, period, that's ever been created. You could argue with your mom if you want to, but that's what I feel. I felt like that, just the essence of blackness was just through and through, an all black cast. It was just everything. And for it to be a spin-off show of Moesha, in my personal opinion, it was definitely funnier than Moesha. I feel like Moesha dealt with more harder topics, per se. Because the Parkers didn't go into that many topics, but they definitely hit some. But The Parkers was definitely funny down. Like, Monique killed it. The cast, of course, was Miss Monique. Then it was Miss Countess Vaughn. Then it was Miss Yvette. And then we had Stanley Oberby. And we had Stevie and T. I don't remember their real names offhand, so that's why they call them the Sage names. But this cast was just everything. They gelled well together. And they made art. They made amazingness. And I was here for it. So, it started off with Monique, Nikki Parker went back to school to further her career, because the story was she had to drop out of high school to be a mom because she had Kim at an earlier age. And after having Kim, and Kim going up and graduating high school, she wanted to get her GED. And then they ended up going to the same college together. Which, of course, is going to be weird. But it ended up being okay. I know Kim wasn't the best. She wasn't the happiest when it happened. Which, of course, no child would want to really go to school with their mom. Or any parent. But it was kind of okay. What I liked was the clever jokes and the fun banter that they had together between Countess and Monique, and between definitely Monique and Stanley. I say that because I don't know, like, that's why Monique is one of the queens of comedy. Like, but between her and Kim, they was too much together. Like, they really played that mother and daughter role to the T. Like, I've never seen anyone most dysfunctional but functional family. It was just so relatable and just so real. And just to see, like, how they intertwined their lives together, but then still try to have separate lives and still had separate ventures outside of school and outside of the household, with Kim and her fashion, and Nikki with Lady Egyptian, and all the other odd jobs that both of them had, just to try to make ends meet, just really just, do something different and learn. I always loved when they had the choir scenes and how Kim would just kill with her vocals. I'm sorry, but Countess Vaughn's voice back then was gold. It was pure gold, and the music industry lost out on a jewel. Because when I say, like, she sings down, and she's saying. Like, her voice was so raspy, her tone was just everything. And she was coming for blood. And I think that's why her and Brandy had a a hiccup or whatever back in the day, because quiet as it's kept, I think Brandy was a little jealous of Countess and her vocal ability. But I don't know if Countess really took it seriously, or serious enough. But Countess sung it down, and every time that they did the choir episodes, it was amazing. I was here for it because she was singing down. I loved her, Nikki and Professor Overby. I loved their I loved hated their relationship. I loved it because of the fact that it showed that you could get the man of your dreams. But then for me, it distorted that for me, because the man of your dreams is an asshole to you, who doesn't want you, who told you time and time again, get away from me, you're psycho, you're this, you're that, called the cops, called the psych ward, X, Y, and Z. And you're really fighting for a person of love that doesn't want it. And that I didn't like. I didn't like the show for that reason. Or I didn't like that aspect of the show for that reason. Because I felt it made me feel like, or how it was written and how they depicted black women, especially black big women of color, was a problem, because it made it seem like they was desperate and they will put up with everything, every and anything. And that's not right, that's not cool, that's not a great depiction of what a black woman is or what a woman is. No woman should be degraded, no woman should be talked down on, and this plot played for many, many years to then end up with that person. I was kind of confused with that. I didn't like the ending. Because the ending, they ended up getting married. I guess Stanley decided to basically marry her. He realized that he loved her, and he realized that Nikki Parker is the one that he wants. And we've seen this happen before, where she ended up not going on the trip and breaking up with her boyfriend at the time because he basically told her to. And that whole aspect, I didn't care for. I felt like she should have been with the last boyfriend that she had, because he was good to her. That was a man. And I definitely feel like for Kim, I love Kim's whole everything. I didn't like how I felt like she was dumber on the Parker than she was on Moesha. I don't know, like, we already knew that. I guess that's the character that she played. But to me, she was like a bit more challenged in the Parker than she was in Moesha, or that's how we noticed it. But I just loved how bubbly she was. I loved how she was always about partying. I loved the episode where she and Stevie ended up switching IQ stores, and she started acting like a genius. I mean, it was already in her. She knows what she knows, and she knew exactly what she needed to do: to study, to pass the midterm, to pass the test, to do this, to do that. It's just the fact of she just chooses not to now. So now it's like it's a will or a skill. And you're skilled to do it, you just choose not to. You don't have the will to be smart, or to learn about books, or learn about history, or learn about anything that pertains to college, but not boys, basically. So she was definitely the boy. Like, they both were very crazy. And then when they had to console each other, when the boyfriend broke up with them, or they broke up with the boy, or XYZ, that was definitely great. I would definitely say, like, my favorite episode of the Parkers, the funniest episode to me, is definitely the clown episode, where Monique was definitely upset, and she hated that she was getting older. She just was confused where the direction of her life was going, and all of that. And then she wanted, and then Tebow, her favorite clown from when she was younger, decided to come. And of course, he's a lot older now, so it's a bit different. But she wanted him to do all his old stuff, all his old tricks and all that stuff like how he used to do. And quiet as it kept, he wasn't as lean as we wanted him to be, and he ended up falling off of the trampoline, which was a key in itself, and he ended up dying, unfortunately. But the funny part was when they was doing his funeral, and barely no one showed up because no one really cared for him, unfortunately. But when Free Soul Unity performed for the funeral or the wake, and when they played that song, that shit killed me. It kills me every time I listen to it. Mama kills him, mama kills him, mama kills him, T-Bo! Mama kills him, mama kills him, killed him! Like, that shit was so fucking funny. And just when Nikki's reaction while they was singing that, it was epic. It just was a joy. I was highly upset when it closed and it ended. I want a reboot, but I know they can't do a reboot the same way that Moesha can't because of Yvette and because of Tommy. Or, he wasn't Tommy there, but Tommy from Martin. It would be hard to do that because they'll have to start off on a funeral. Or they'll have to start off at 2 funerals, kind of, sort of. And then go from there. I think it could happen, and I think it would be great even if they did like a Parker the Parker's movie or something like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna need for y'all to really get it together with these endings. Now let's transition into another wonderful show that Netflix gave us, which was Half and Half. And Half and Half with Sister Mona and Sister Dee Dee. And I guess Essence Atkins was Dee Dee. And I don't remember Mona's actual name. But Half and Half was a gem too. It wasn't as looked at or as sore as their counterparts. And I can kind of get why in a way. But from this show, you get the banter. You get the friendly banter that everyone loves to see. Half and Half is basically a show based on 2 half-sisters kind of learning each other and kind of living under the same roof and kind of just getting to know each other as adults. Because their childhoods were so separate, like they had childhoods together, but it wasn't fond memories, it wasn't really great memories. So, we have Big Dee Dee and Phyllis. Phyllis is Mona's mom, and Big Dee Dee is Dee Dee's mom. And Phyllis was married to Mona's father, and then they got divorced. During their divorce, he got remarried to Big Dee Dee, and they had Dee Dee. So throughout Mona's life, she was kind of fatherless. Alexia was going to Big Dee Dee's house, which the moms never got along for, I guess, the average, typical reason of, jealousy or not being over the person or XYZ. But it was definitely a good show. It wasn't that much great episodes that I can really recall that really stood out to me. But from the show, I absolutely loved when Phyllis and Big Dee Dee went at it. It was amazing. It was pure comedy. It was bar for bar. It was those 2 women know how to be catty. They know how to be petty. They know how to roast. They know how to drag you for motherfucking life. And I was here for it. Every episode, it was a drag. There were some episodes where they were soft and they liked each other and then they sung with each other. And both of them are vocalists. They old school vocalists, but they both can sing. Or when Big Dee Dee So she was having she had breast cancer, and Phyllis already had that. So that Phyllis definitely helped Big Dee get over it and helped her make sure that she was okay. Got checked out, went to the doctor with her. That was emotional. That was a great scene. I wanted Spencer and Mona to actually date and hook up. They almost hooked up. They were like that close. Like they was meant for each other. And I definitely feel and know why they didn't date, because it would have been too hard to come back from that to be friends if it didn't last or didn't, work out kind of thing, which that's like most friendships. But I feel like they really should have tried. I think that they did a disservice to themselves for not even allowing themselves to love each other the way they needed to. Their ending was not bad. Someone got married at the ending. Was it a marriage? Oh no. The ending was a cliffhanger. So I don't think that they meant to basically cut half and half, but half and half was cut. The cliffhanger was when she called, we didn't know what man she chose. And I still want to know, who did you choose? Out of those fine brothers, who did you pick? But this was episode 70 of Kimi with the She channel. Thank you for listening. Go watch The Parkers and go watch Half and Half on Netflix. It is popping. They are funny. It is a gem. And definitely hit me up on Facebook or IG if you want to work and be on my podcast or maybe on something of yours. Let's have these conversations. Laters.